it's important how the bottom lane goes, like the Sanking SD against Clinkz Lion. Clinkz kind of needs a good early game, I think, to be effective.
Okay, well, can the Disco Pony dance Na'Vi into a Game 1 victory here? We're going to hand over for our casters to kick off the day. It's Nomad and Lizard.
Thank you very much, Dan and the gang. Yes, indeed, we've got OG versus NAVI in the first best of 3 series here at the OGA Dota Pit. And I'm here with Lizard to talk you through this game. Lizard, what are your thoughts on the draft before we get into this one?
I like both of these drafts. Right now, when it comes to the teams, however, OG looks in a much better form. If you watched some of the Eastern Europe DPC, it wasn't that great for Navi. They lost to PuckChamp convincingly. They didn't look like they had really a lead on what they're supposed to be doing in the game, even though they're led by a very experienced leader such as Solo.
And we have Navi. They did go for a little smoke here onto the OG side of the map. Didn't really find anything. They got a ward down, came back empty-handed. Is what it is, but... Yeah, I remember some drama about, wasn't it Solo and Artstyle who came under fire by Light of Heaven during TI, and there was that whole thing about him getting the plane journey home or something like that?
Yeah, there were some intricacies there in the Eastern Europe that we don't really have to go in details about, but what's interesting is that Solo, I guess, is the only player that goes in Division 2, drops out of it, and then comes back in Division 1, you know, like for a team. It doesn't matter. The team just respect his prowess, his captaining prowess way too hard, way too much. What's peculiar for me when it comes to the OG's draft, even though I like it, I like this Lina's matchup mid as well. I like it as a last pick versus Lesh. When you look at their draft, there's a huge burden on Mars. Like, he needs to be the one up front, he needs to be the one protecting these 3, even 4 extremely squishy heroes that always like to be playing on the sidelines. Solo, bottom lane.
Yeah, that's a bit of damage coming out onto him. Can he TP himself away? Oh, it's close, but he does get himself out. And Misha will now return to the top lane.
Yeah, he gets himself out, but he also TP'd base, right? So he needs to run back bottom. He instantly buys a smoke just to be a little bit faster, as he understands it's a huge mess not to be on the lane this early on.
Yeah, luckily B-Tune not struggling so much just yet, but I'm sure Tiger's going to get to bullying very, very shortly. I mean, that is what the Weaver provides to the lane, doesn't it? Just an intense amount of harass with the Sakuchi and then with the bugs.
I would usually agree with you. That's something the panel was talking about as well. This Weaver is pretty legit, but Disruptor plus Luna, these are not the heroes you want to be playing Weaver in. They just need one sentry in the lane that doesn't get rewarded, and Weaver literally cannot approach them. He cannot harass. It's one Lucent Beam into Thunderstrike, and he loses like 50% of his HP instantly. It's not a fun lane.
Not fun. Gonna have to be chugging those salves like they're going out of stock, because Tiger already having drunk 1 and also getting quite low. I believe this is his second, actually, as he did get quite low when they chased him through the jungle earlier.
It's an item meta with the Weaver. When you're playing versus these 2 heroes, or even when you're just playing versus Disruptor, there's an item meta that you go for. You don't buy this, what Taiga did. I mean, I don't think that what Taiga did is wrong. I'm just saying that I've seen a lot of players in Chinese region. What they do is they don't go for Sage's Mask, they don't rush the urn. Instead, you just buy like 5 Iron Branches and max out angles, and you trade. Because it buffs you up, it beefs you up hard enough so that you can actually trade right clicks with them.
Alright, well, let's move over towards this middle lane now and have a look at No One versus BZM. It really is an interesting story here at mid. We've got the veteran No One, been around for such a long time, versus a relative newcomer of BZM here. And so far, so good for the Lina, but of course, it is a Lina. We expect them to do well in these first few levels.
Yeah, he's doing extremely well though. That's 16 last hits versus 9. And No One is the one being zoned out. He's going to need some sort of a rotation here to at least secure the minute 4 runes.
Yeah, stacking the small camp for himself as the Ancients are also being stacked at the same time. Good stuff, good stuff.
Top lane, there's a disruption, but okay, there's a stun as well. But that's it, just a little bit of a harass, you push out. Also, what's interesting is that Aloha Dance didn't actually manage to deward the hard camp. It's something that you must do playing with the Sand King, and now they do it. Do manage to deward it. the problem is, like, you're playing the Sand King, you're going to be pushing in the lane 24/7, right? So you need a hard camp. It's more important than anything else as a sport.
You need to get off those pulls, and Misha is ready with a sentry ward ready to go. And yeah, there we go. Aloha Dance just like, for God's sakes, man, like, just let me pull the lane. And now they're even stunning him up as well, and the Hex coming out, but of course with General nearby, no real chance of an aggressive maneuver here. Bottom lane, V-Tune. Yeah, in some trouble. That bug is on him. Can they finish the job? I don't think so. They'll clear off the bug, and don't have a salve. Oh, look at Solo's inventory. That is so sad. My man is clutching his singular iron branch. Yeah, Tiger he just runs in and finds it. I mean, that's what happens when you don't have the regen. The Weaver just comes in. Good read from him, to be honest.
I'm not sure why they're like the way they're laning bottom on the side of Navi feels a little bit off in a way that they're wasting a lot of their resources to deal with ATF, with Amar. They're trying to bring him lower when you can't. He has a wand already, he had tangos, bracers, salve, like you tickle him literally with these thunder strikes. Yeah, it's level 2, but he goes to the tower, he regens up extremely fast. And then Weaver is the one that's free to roam and do whatever he wants to. It's yeah, going really well for OG so far, and they're exploiting that really well. Mid lane as well, refilling the bottle. Or actually, was there even a bottle? Yeah, there was.
Yeah, there was. Weaver going to be supplying their mid lane. You know, it always sucks when you're already losing the lane and then the bottle gets refilled as well. It's tough.
Yeah, I feel it's a must even, right? Yeah. At the moment, the way the lane is played, especially in these matchups in which one hero can really dominate, like you didn't have to help out Lina that much, but it just makes the lane impossible for poor no one.
Yeah, and worryingly, he has got the most last hits out of everyone on his team right now. That is just an indicator of how these lanes are going currently. 44 CS on BZM at nearly minute 6. That is insane.
Alright. A peculiar play there as he's pressuring the lane while Weaver is going back to stack and pull the hard camp, right? So usually you expect him to at least be perhaps pulling back a little bit. They caught him. 2 bounty runes for no one though. Alright.
That'll help. Stealing them from the enemy team.
Haste.
Ooh, yeah, disruptions out. Stun to follow up as well. They're making the play onto BZM, but Misha's come in to try and help them out here. Can they turn this around? BZM just gonna drop Laguna down onto Aloha Dance. Aloha Dance is dead. No one. He's hungry for it. Can he finish the kill? I think he can. So
maybe a double.
Get it in the end. And hello, Misha's here as well. Yeah, no one. Gonna grab himself 2 kills in the middle lane. That is exactly what you want to happen to get this Leshrac back on track.
2 kills, 2 bounty runes. He gets that haste rune, uses it perfectly well. The nice rotation from Shadow Demon as well. He wasn't really spotted by any wards, and now because he died, he can refill the bottle mid lane, which makes no one's life much easier. The quality of life just became, you know, much better for no one on this mid lane.
Yep, and he's got all these stacks. I mean, obviously won't be able to take the Ancients here, only the small camps which he made for himself. But yeah, the Luna's got that to fall back on later. Meanwhile, bottom, a little bit of action. Bugs coming out. Solo gonna get pinned to the tree. Can they finish him off is a question. The answer seems to be yes. No way to remove that bug. And that is just gonna be a dead support in the bottom lane.
This lane just becomes... I feel like if you were dominating Taiga and if he's unable to do whatever he wants to on this bottom lane, eventually it slips out of control and you can't contest them that hard until there's Lina rotating in mid lane.
Yep, they're moving in, trying to find the targets here, and there's going to be Aloha Dance. Is he going to survive this? Not an Aloha chance as he gets brought down by Tiger.
Taiga with the level 3 Sukuchi. Interesting, sometimes you see the sword maxed out, but Sukuchi is just such a necessity. I've seen so many different builds from different players right now on Weaver. Sometimes you don't see Geminate attack at all, sometimes you see Sukuchi level 2, the Swarm level 2. I feel like getting Sukuchi maxed out as soon as possible, it's a must. It just makes the game so much easier. You're able to go in and out without dying.
Yeah, it feels very free, doesn't it? In most games.
They're eyeing no one mid lane, but this is... Yeah, that's a difficult kill. Maybe a glimpse now?
Well, disruption's out. No one's got to follow up with the stun, and that is just straight up dead Misha. Tiger coming in on the side, they're looking at him as well, but won't be able to get the catch here on side. Although saying that, V-Tune's actually wrapped around. Very nice movements here from the carry player to get involved in this, but unfortunately they just don't quite have enough in the tank to finish off this pesky little bug. The swatter is not big enough.
You saw that situation literally because he has 2 seconds less on the cooldown. He gets out and is able to, well, not really do much with his life. He can go back now, but Amar is actually the one that's being rotated on.
Dire are scanning.
Yep. Amar the Fleer as he goes for the TP out, and I don't think they'll be able to find him here. Great read from the Mars as he gets himself to safety. I like the way both teams scout on that location as well.
And it's really nice that he TP to the tier 1 because there's rotation now.
Oh, this could be really good. Let's see. BZM, it does get popped here, and they have that observer ward down, so they know the heroes who are in the area. The vision advantage favoring Navi a little bit, but BZM still landing the stun here. Just drops that Laguna to try and get the kill. Misha with the stun as well, and that is going to be a dead solo.
So long. Yeah, they're going to get this tier 1 with the rotation. One thing that I noticed about OG, in this pursuit at least, is one thing that I kind of dislike about their draft is the fact that you don't really have any reliable initiating tools before the Blink Dagger comes out, right, on Lion or the Mars. So it's not that simple for them. Never mind, no one. It is simple.
Mid lane, yeah. Yeah, it is.
He has no mana. Yeah, Weaver dies. He had no mana for time lapse, so they do get one small counter kill, which is nice.
Dire's top tower.
Is this, I'm just thinking, is this really that bad for Navi? They did lose tier 1 on the bottom lane. They lost Lash. At the same time, they took tier 1 mid and tier 1 top, which enables them to just protect the Ancients much easier for this Luna in the long run. She will be able to farm up those stacks.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that, because even when you trade like a tier 1 bottom tower for a tier 1 mid, you know, some games it depends on the matchups, really, which determines whether that's who favors in that trade. But they've actually taken 2 towers here on Navi, so they should be pretty happy about this.
It's because Solo remained bottom lane, and he was the only one that died defending the tier 1, right? And Luna already TP'd out. V-Tune, he had a very nice read on when he was supposed to bail the bottom lane. ATF, he tried to catch him with a spear back in the day, like 3 minutes ago when they were taking tier 1, but he wasn't able to, and now they're taking the stacks. So far, I like the way Navi is playing when it comes to the general strategy of a Luna playstyle, right? Like they're protecting her in the triangle, Sand King is getting his Blink Dagger. Meanwhile, there's a lot to wait from OG, I feel like. You need a Blink on Mars, you also need a Blink on Lion, right? So, well, perhaps not on the Lion, because he's literally the poor 5, so maybe just the Mars is necessary.
Maybe, yeah, but definitely Mars is the one we're looking at, and it's going to be about 500 gold, a little bit more, before he gets that Blink Dagger online, and that's going to kind of really open up the playmaking potential from the side of OG.
Also, when you think about this matchup with Luna and Lina, so many times do I see Lina just be the dominant sister, the dominant one. You know, later on in the game, you get that. He's actually going Travels BKB, no Shadow Blade, nothing like that, straight into BKB. And Aloha Dance.
They're moving in, but that is some powerful protection there from Misha as he just drops down the figure and says, "Get off my mid laner."
Okay, so that was a smoke from OG. It's a nice skill. It's a position for Shadow Demon. At the same time, General, now he's 100% aware that they could be rotating on him, and because of that he'll be playing more safely, securely. Same goes for V-Tune, who finished all the stacks. It's one of those that's, you know, you'd rather have a Disruptor die there, but as long as they didn't get the core kill, if you're Navi, you're kind of fine with it, I would say. That's a blink on General. This should be a smoke now. Yeah, instantly they smoke.
Sand King on the prowl, looking for this blink reveal.
Taiga is in a good position though.
Yeah, pops the smoke, but they jump forward, they find Amar, and now they drop down that ulti on top of him. 2 ultis thrown onto the Mars. They want to bring down the big boy, and they will be able to do that with ease. Down goes the Mars. 2 ultis committed, but totally worthwhile as they finish off.
Did they find Amar's?
Ah, I see what you did there, Lizard. Very smart. It might be early. You're on the ball.
I've been hanging around Lacoste way too much. Anyways, yeah, that's a nice pick off for Navi. They get the Mars. Did they delay his Blink Dagger? Let's see. He actually has it, so it's not really the worst time to die as a Mars. And now he will be able to respawn and instantly smoke and strike back. That's what we should expect from OG and their playstyle in the next 30 seconds. He's TPing on tier 2. This should be an easy read for Navi though, if they even do it. Let's see, OG, never mind. They do smoke, okay.
They do.
Yeah.
They're going with the 2-man, but it's just a line with Finger on cooldown, so not that threatening. With Tiger joining them, that should be enough of a kill threat here.
And look how much it matters to have this tier 1 on the mid lane now. It's much harder for Amar and Lion to rotate in the triangle to where they really want to be because of the tier 1 mid. Instead, they might find General though.
Ooh, he's got backup though. The 2 supports staying behind, and now General gonna get jumped upon. Aloha Dance gets the disruption off from the high ground, which is gonna save him for a little bit here. General Burrow Strike up onto the cliff, but they've got the bug, so they know where he is, but do they have the stun? They don't have the damage. General escapes Navi with the smooth plays there.
Yeah, really well positioned Aloha Dance. That was also without Aether Lens, by the way. So very well read. And this was my previous point, right? Like, if you know that Mars, like 90% top lane,
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
should be that small.
Alright. Oh, missing the stun on the left doesn't matter though. There's way too many heroes here. They're going to take down BCM. That's a dead Lina. NAVI continuing to get the favorable trades here in the early mid.
Oh, they're rotating in. I just feel like it's the same that... It's the same thought process that I had during the draft, right? Like, the Navi's draft feels easier to play because they have multiple heroes that can stand up front, the initiating tools and whatnot. On the side of OG, there's a lot to wait for. Once they get that, mid, Amar.
Ultimate's coming on down here, doing a lot of damage. They'll pick off Solo straight off the back. OG starting with the kill. Amar is low, but not low enough. V-Tune coming across. Still doesn't have this Eclipse, though, so might not be that high impact. The Lucent Beams coming down, triggering off the range drops and the stun to follow up from no one. They'll get the kill. However, they look over towards Misha. It's going to be a second one for OG. And again, I mean, one of the big things here to me is that Yuragi's not really getting involved in these fights as the Clinkz. What are your opinions on that?
I feel like, yeah, you could perhaps stand on the sidelines and use Burning Barrage, but keep in mind that you're playing versus a Sand King. Like, you're playing versus Glimpse. It's not easy to be involved as a Clinkz in these fights. And same goes for Lina. I feel like they picked these... you have Weaver, you have Clinkz, you have Lina. 3 heroes that literally want to play every teamfight the same way. Stand on the sidelines. Maybe Weaver likes to be in a bit, but these 2 cores, they want to be standing on the sidelines until they get that BKB when they're able to fight. Especially when you're playing versus a Disruptor. That's what's making OG's life pretty difficult at the moment. And it goes back to Mars, who pretty much ties up the draft perfectly, but there's a lot for him to do. There's way too much, I would say.
Looking at all these items here, nothing really surprising, to be honest. It's all pretty much on the mark as what we were expecting, what we've talked about so far, but it's NAVI going into the pit here. Great read from them again.
Yeah, double damage as well for them, right? And that should be a completed BKB on Luna. So you will... I'm wondering if you could have read it out here and because of the Aegis, right, and cap the Dragon Lance a bit longer. That doesn't matter. They'll get the Aegis, most likely to V-Tune, maybe to Lesh. We'll see. Probably to V-Tune, right? Yeah, V-Tune's gonna take it. And it's uncontested. Why is it uncontested? Because the tier 1 is still standing. You can't even run there from the enemy jungle. Oh, Lina.
Wow, that's a dead leaner if ever I've seen one inside the kinetic static storm. There is no escape from that. Amar limping away as well from the Luna, trying to chase him down under the cover of BKB. Stun comes out, but General and Solo both backing him up. I don't think Amar is getting out of this one, as NAVI are going to claim themselves a second kill. 2 big calls brought down from NAVI, and the Aegis in their hands. These guys are looking pretty damn sharp right now.
There you go. Oh, he got left back. Interesting that they're continuing this. You see, they're wasting some time here on Navi. I expected them to instantly run top because that's what no one was drawing as well. Just go for the tier 2. Forget about this nonsense. We're not getting any more kills. They're way too elusive. Let's just go top, take the objective while they're dead. And they are moving slowly now towards that tier 2. But you see the point, right? Nina without the BKB, it's the same. That's why Yuragi wasn't joining the fights, because he would have the same fate. Yeah, just get caught by Disruptor. It's too easy for Navi at the moment.
Too much catch. You know, for some reason, I feel like the, you know, people's thoughts coming into this series was a little bit OG favored. You know, they're the new team, they've got all this, you know, hype behind them and such, but
no, I share the same sentiment. Like, yep. I literally casted Navi in the DPC season, and they had a very similar, well-rounded draft, but they really didn't execute it well. And it looks like they've improved a bit, at least in this game. They're looking much better. Breaking the smoke.
Oh, Spear gonna miss. A rare miss from Amar there. And now this opens up Navi. Perhaps they've actually found the Disruptor on the front lines. The save comes out from the Shadow Demon. The disruption onto the Disruptor. But it's not enough to save him. Solo's got to go down. And they found the second support here. OG finding the ideal targets to start off this engagement. And this will force back Navi. There is no way they're going to try and take a fight without their supports, I don't think.
This was much better. Taiga?
Oh. General, he's thinking about it. But no, won't be going in. Won't be protecting this wall spot for now as the spear comes out. Onto General. He's just going to jump across the other side of the pit. It's a very tense fight here. It's OG. They're still hesitant. They don't want to overcommit. And also the Disruptor, you know, now coming back to life. Shadow Demon going to be back soon as well. OG just decided to call it, and they will just settle for that small win.
Yeah, just remember what enables that. It's the 2 BKBs that are online for OG. And now, even though Navi they did have the Aegis and the BKB, they still sack 2 of their supports and go back. And that's literally because of these huge item timings that OG they have finally reached them, right? And from this point onwards, the game might play out completely differently, depending on who initiates first. Taiga, mid lane. It's breaking the smoke.
Dude, it's so hard to watch this game and not be like, oh, they're gonna jump Taiga, because Taiga's constantly just playing on the knife's edge, being close enough where they could jump him, and here they go, they find themselves a target. They're just gonna bring down this Lion. Taiga taking a lot of damage as well as he kind of space takes the epicenter here. Yuragi gonna get used up, but Amar's in with the arena, just trying to catch out the disruption start out this fight. However, the stun out onto 2, pretty nice from General. Amar's getting low, but not before he brings down Leshrac dance. Amar will still fall as Yuragi tries to pump out some damage here, but he's kind of separated. He's a little bit alone, and when that BKB runs out, he knows he will be vulnerable, so he's going to get himself away just in time as V-Tune arrives. And a pretty underwhelming fight from OG there.
He was literally on the ward the whole time, in general, and I believe they understand that now because of the movements of OG. Sometimes you just see the way they move, and you instantly realize that you're on the ward. They were kind of converging on his spot. Taiga, no ulti on him. Dead.
Yep. Probably dead here. Stun's gonna come out, and yeah, they've got the damage. Goodbye, little bug. As we said, playing on the knife's edge. Every now and again, he's gonna slip off the side.
Yeah, they all are right. Even Mars, he was farming in the enemy jungle so many times. Solo?
Very far forward here. The General is going to follow up with a stun, but the finger is there to bring him down. If this results in a Clinkz kill, this could be huge. Indis is out, and they don't have the detection, so Yuragi's just going to run away.
They had the dust.
Oh, they had.
Yeah,
dust still on him. Oh, okay.
It didn't matter because he's way too speedy. They needed that glimpse. It's like, I like what Solo is doing. I like how he's going first and whatnot, giving info. But he's not an Undying or an Ogre that usually does that, right? Yeah. Like, that's how he usually plays these heroes, with the Disruptor. By the way, it's probably his most played hero. And the best, the most successful hero I think he's played on, but still. they need him to follow up with the glimpse, and maybe General goes in first.
Yeah, CIS region does love their disruptor, that's for sure.
It's a very interesting game. Strategically watching this game is a pleasure, because for my room temperature IQ, it's not very difficult to follow. They're not doing anything too special. They're just answering they're answering each other's moves and catching each other's smokes really well. So far in this game, how many smokes really connected and caught the team off guard? Like maybe one on bottom when they killed the Mars, and that's it. Everything else was pretty well read by one side or the other. Point is, it's a bit predictable, but still enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, well, I mean, you say predictable, but I have no idea who's going to take this one. Like, yeah, Navi has the catch, but both teams have similar amount of team fights, late game, you know, I'm not sure this Luna's going to be the mega boss we think.
How do you not know it? What the hell? It's so obvious.
I haven't been sent the script yet, Lizard.
It's so scripted, don't you know? Dota2 tournaments, like... Misha runs away.
Yep. No one in general just chilling inside the arena together. Burst Strike 4 doesn't catch. And, oh, Misha, okay, yeah, that's a freebie.
Yeah, they get a nice kill even though General missed. It doesn't matter. As long as you give info, there's a glimpse follow-up. And what I'm saying, like what I'm joking about, the OG tournaments, the last one that I actually casted as well was the one Team Spirit played versus PSG LGD in the grand finals. And it was literally like a week or 10 days before TI. So, like, it's literally predicted who's going to be in the finals of TI.
True. Yeah, Team Spirit were doing very, very well in those small tournaments before TI. The signs were there, but still.
The signs were definitely there
to achieve.
I was still an unbeliever, like, because PSG LGD played versus them with like a Spirit Breaker mid and still won. Took it pretty easily. Yeah. But they improved. So it's really nice to see teams play in these tournaments that aren't necessarily DPC, because you get to learn a lot, you get to experiment, like Black was saying at Misery. You get to take it a little bit easier, but that also means that you get to experiment and find your true form.
Here we go. OG going for the smoke, the 4-man smoke. Tiger, of course, will be able to get there with ease unless he gets caught out in the middle lane here, getting a little bit close to comfort, but looks like it'll be okay.
He's got the Ags. Like, Tiger has full Ags completed. He just needs to go base, get it, and rejoin with his teammates.
Yeah, he'll get there eventually. Meanwhile, the team, I mean, they don't really find much here, but they're going to move into the enemy triangle. And
Did you see VTune? Did you see that TP?
No.
He literally TP'd from tier 2 on the left, right, on the top lane, to mid tier 1. He didn't want to run through the triangle because he understands. He knows exactly where they are. They're just reading each other really well.
Yeah, both teams seem to always know exactly where they are. It's like both teams are playing with all vision as they jump forward again. This Burst Strike Arena comes down. The spear will connect on to the Shadow Demon. He's gone solo as well inside the perfect arena from Amar here, catching out both the supports. No one needs to run away with the cover of BKB, but once that has ended, he's going to be in trouble. VTune just going to unleash with the ultimate, but BZM has a BKB to keep himself safe. Yuragi in trouble. Yuragi is dead. The Clinkz has gone. Could this be Navi's fight? As BZM catches out Luna, but just not doing enough damage at this point. Tiger trying to run around the edge, but he's so low for the Sandstorm, has to back himself away. No one just about going to survive this one as well. As we move back over to the main of the fight, Tiger is gone. General's going to fall as well in response, though. And that means that, I mean, OG narrowly winning the fight, I suppose?
Oh, it's not narrowly. Like, they won it by a huge margin, I would say. This is a huge team fight for them that turns the game slightly in their favor now. The two supports on the side of Navi just got caught out too easily. They're the first one to fall in this team fight, and when a Shadow Demon dies like that immediately, he really can't release all of his toolkit, right? He can't be saving targets, he can't disrupt targets multiple times. He's shot.
That's a Leshrac right on this Lion's face. Misha just trying to run away from him. No one will be able to chase him down.
I think he's fine. Yeah, he has a blink now. Should be good.
Meanwhile, Amar's going to find Solo here, and Dance coming in from the side, helping out, but it's only delaying the inevitable, and with the BKB TP away, Amar will be...
He's
staying around. He wants another kill. He wants to kill a second support. Has he got the help coming in? Yes, Tiger is nearby. Has the Aghanim's ultimate, going to use it on Amar to keep him alive? No one. He thought this was just a free launch of the Amar. It's not anything but great stun through from General. V-Tune tearing BZM apart of the backline. BKB doesn't matter. They'll kill him regardless. Lowhard Dance still being chased by Tiger, but on the main side of the fight, Yuragi fighting up with V-Tune here. V-Tune, who's going to take this one as Amar comes around the backline to kill off the Lowhard Dance. Misha, well, will fall to no one as well as General searching.
Did you see Yuragi? Look.
No way.
There's no way he jukes that.
No way. Oh my
It had no
god.
detection as well. It should be Rush again though. Weaver is around. He could maybe perhaps use the Swarm to scout it, but gonna be hunting couriers instead.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
They catch him. He's just pulling them apart.
I know, Tiger's having such a game here. A Weaver masterclass, I would say.
Has been killed.
Yeah, it's one of those, if you remember Secrets 2020 run with Puppy playing Weaver all the time, position 5 with Tranquils and just killing couriers constantly. It really feels like that. He's on point.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Unfortunately, Roshan will still fall. Tiger constantly just trying to be annoying, find these couriers, but General's on top of it with the Yules now. And looks like they will be able to get this Weaver killed off at last.
And almost he gets the courier.
Tower is under attack.
You can tell these guys are frustrated. Like, it's not every day they drop a Static Storm and an Epicenter to kill off a Weaver, but, you know, they want Tiger gone.
Yeah, because it's not really simple to kill him anymore. If you think about it, he has a point booster, vitality booster, Ogre Axe, like there's a lot of buffs coming from those components of his items. He's a tanky boy. Tanky little bug.
Muddy's burn.
Yeah, add to that Sakuchi and Timelapse, and this guy is just a real pain in Navi's ass, so they will waste absolutely no time in dropping those ultimates to kill him off. So, Aegis once again back in the hands of Navi. OG, what is their response? I mean, last time they had the Aegis, they just kind of kept skirmishing. They kept fighting. They didn't let Navi get together and just kind of play their own game. OG seemed to always want to take the match on their terms. BZM is pushing out his bottom wave, and there's a lot of Navi heroes in the area.
That's a glimpse. Forces out the TV and an arena. All right, that was good. That was solid. That was, and the tips, of course. So Amar has really been on point, just eliminating these supports out of the game, right?
Yes.
This time around, sadly for him, it didn't work. And he was forced to BKB to prevent the glimpse, but then he doesn't cast the Disruptor anyway.
Structures are fortified.
Well, Navi, with this arena down, will just continue shoving out this bottom wave, getting the free tier 1 tower, possibly moving on to the tier 2. OG, what can they do about it?
They're smoking up. They want to take this triangle, but it's already taken.
BZM immediately going to start one quick BKB as well. The disruption saves the Leshrac for the time being and allows him to get off that BKB of his own. The BZM's just trying to fight up into him, but with the Yules, and now the BKB running on BZM, he's vulnerable, and they're going to get on top of him with ease, but they will trade the Leshrac for him. Meanwhile, B-Chin just kind of running around the fight, doing whatever the hell he wants, and the next target's going to be Misha. Misha does full. Jumped in to finish off Solo there, but trades his life for it. But OG, they might not be done here. They're still hanging around. Yuragi wants to find a low-hard dance. Does see it here on the cliff. Spear's going to follow up as well. Misha with the buyback as they want to pour everything into this fight. And they will bring down a low-hard dance. And now they're pinging out V-Tune. This is the Aegis carrier. This Luna is very, very scary. But they want to try for this one regardless. Now low-hard dance going to buy back into this one. This is a big commitment from both teams here. As General taking so much damage from the barrage from Yuragi. Meanwhile, the Hex is now out onto the Luna. They want to kill off General first. They're splitting 2 targets here. V-Tune low. General lower. Can they finish the job? The Aeon Disc suddenly comes together for General. I don't know where that one came from. Can they actually keep him alive? Luna dead on the backlines with the Aegis. She's going to come back to life. Is there anyone to help out V-Tune here? I'm not sure there is. V-Tune all alone. The team just unable to come in and help out this Luna. She is gone.
That's an Aegis Luna. That Aeon Disc was a nice play from General. He actually kept it uncombined for the majority of the fight, and then just put it in his inventory as he was about to die. It literally helps him survive that little play. But Navi, they were on point so far in the game, but this fight around the triangle... Okay, first and foremost, Leshrac dies with literally the last hit from Clinkz before he starts running. So that's slightly unfortunate for him. He could have lived there if he was just, you know, a little tick tankier. Lane?
Yeah, they found General once again. General, look at the damage pumping out from this Lina. The moment she picks up the silver, she's just tearing heroes apart. And General will fall as the Clinkz gets the catch, and they'll find a +1 as well. Solo falls as well. What is this cascade of violence?
You're tearing me apart, Lina.
She is tearing everyone apart. This hero is crazy.
Yeah, you didn't get it. It doesn't matter. Yeah, like Navi is falling apart a little bit. Lina is definitely tearing them apart. Around the triangle as well, they remained there for a little bit too long. There was no reason to stick around and wait for OG to buy back and strike back. And now they're trying to defend the tower that isn't really theirs to defend because they don't have heroes. Like, they're still not all up and alive. They're losing a full set of Raxes because of that. And perhaps nothing more. There's a tier 2 on the bottom lane and tier 1 on top.
Wow. Explosive game from OG. They fight into the Aegis and it pays off massively with just kill after kill after kill. I mean, it was really good from OG, but a little bit sloppy from Navi, perhaps?
100%. I feel like I'm more of a Debbie Downer. Like, I'm the guy that calls out some sloppy moves instead of the great moves. I think that it was really good from OG what they did, buying back on Misha, catching the Shadow Demon in the trees down bottom, and then following up to kill the Luna twice. It was really nice. But the reaction from Navi, like after the Shadow Demon dies and they start chasing Luna, I think you need to buy back instantly. Like the moment they start chasing the Luna, you have to buy back. If you don't, like, it's going to be too late, and that's exactly what happened on in the Radiant jungle. Now, this game isn't in their control anymore. With the solid smoke, with the solid initiation, they can still turn it, but it became way harder.
Do you think now with this butterfly from the Luna, this is going to help her out in the team fights a little bit more, since it has been the Lina who's been giving her the most trouble?
It is helpful. But if you click on the Clinkz, he's already building towards that MKB. He has a Maelstrom as well. He has that Burning Barrage. It's all these small little things that add up and help against the butterfly. On the Lina, yeah, there isn't a lot, but you have Enchanted Quiver, right? And some of these things definitely do help. Meanwhile, Mars has a Nullifier as well. Like, yeah, Mars is a big boy.
Yeah, Ma, he always gets that farm, doesn't he? He's always scooping it up, very rich.
He's queuing up the MKB as well, so he wants to be dishing out some right click too. I'm not sure that they necessarily need him to. I'm pretty sure that they are completely fine with the other two cores if they do get there. Maybe some more utility from him would be nicer, but you know, if the boy wants to hit people, let him hit people. What can you do?
My boy wants to hit.
Yeah.
Live it up to his name. Navi smoking up now once again. They're just providing safety for no one. They thought this mid lane might be baited, so they smoke up behind no one and just see what happens. But
I'm not seeing a big item that comes for them. You know, I'm not seeing this big thing that changes the way the game is played completely.
Invisibility.
And now it's OG's turn to smoke themselves up. They'll be moving into Navi here. Look at that pink line as well, drawn from Misha. It is just down the middle lane. That is the plan for them. Let's see what they can find. Amar is going to lead the charge the moment the smoke breaks. He's going to be blinking, and here they find a good target. This is going to be a dead Shadow Demon, so that save has got the A on disc. No, not enough. Nullifier comes out. Oh, great Boris strike. Great follow-up from Navi here as well. They're going to take down two straight off the bat. Yuragi getting solo as well. He can't fight into this. Brings solo, but wow. Great jump in from General there, catching out two of them and turning the fight in Navi's favor.
Yeah, that was yikes from OG. They converged on 1 inch against the Sand King, who just just loves that. Jumps in. They also had a ward on the high ground, so it was a perfect place for NAVI to strike back. Oh, I actually expected OG to take that fight easily. Pop those BKBs because they had vision too. But they messed up a little bit. Have to be careful. You might be 7k ahead, but it doesn't matter if you get multiple impaled. Burrow strike, that's it.
Yeah, if General is there, then you do have to be scared. BTM, we're just gonna come in and sneakily grab away that arcane room. A little risky there, but it's fine.
He knows. Well, he didn't have too much info, but he knows that the gem is on their side. It's the one that Sand King dropped, so at least that will not be possible. That way of scouting him out will not be possible. Plus, he's Alina. This hero is so fast, dude. Like 550 movement speed, like with 3 fiery souls is. It's quite a bit.
Yeah. 45 seconds until Roshan is up. NAVI are fully warding the area. They're just hanging around, waiting for the big boy to show his ugly face. But OG will be 5-man strong again when the Roche respawns, so I don't think they'll be giving it away for free this time around. They want to fight this.
Aloha TPs and instantly blinks out. They get the telescope, which is pretty nice on their side. I guess you give it to Disruptor or Shadow Demon to carry. So far, no one is taking a Shadow Demon well. Okay.
There we go. Yeah, that range is going to be very, very useful, especially when we consider how all of these fights which OG have won have been going. It has been Amar jumping into the backlines, finding the 2 supports, and just blowing them up. Oh, here we go. Have a little stomach to Misha. Yeah, bit of flirting, and now the full fight breaks out. Amar going to drop down the arena, immediately jumping onto those supports. Misha is dead, but so is Solo. And look at the damage this Leshrac is taking. He cannot sustain himself inside this fight. But VTune, he's turning up. He's taken down 1, but Yuragi versus VTune. Who's going to take this one? The BKB. It's still available from Yuragi. He pops it and just blows up the poor Sand King. VTune trying to TP away. It's not going to be successful. It is, thanks to disruption from the Shadow Demon. But still, I mean, that is not the fight which Navi wanted. 3 heroes dead. OG, they're going to be more than happy with that one. They did have to buy back on Misha, but a small price to pay for what's probably going to be Roshan. Double buyback in sync from Navi. They are not letting this go without a fight.
No, they're not going to let this Roche fall that easily. I think that's the right call. And OG cannot fight without the Mars. So if they do want to contest this Roshan, I think you need to buy back on the Mars or try and delay the fight. Let's see. Like Navi, they might be worried. They might not just run into the pit. And by doing this, by staying here, they're making sure that OG is not doing it as well, but they're not really utilizing these 2 buybacks to their full potential. They're not forcing out the Mars buyback. It's definitely the safer play though, and it's not wrong by any means.
Yeah, these fights have been so interesting. I mean, OG almost every single time are just sacrificing their Mars and will just kill off both the supports on Navi, and that seems to be working for them. Hold on, but Navi.
See, they went in now though.
Yep, they know this Mars isn't alive, but I don't know, will they get this in time? Navi are forcing this, they're forcing this really hard. OG, they need to do something. They're not going to get in time. The Aegis is just going to go to Navi, and now they want to take the fight off the back of this. Navi fighting. General going in with the stun, but getting used up. Solo up stun from Misha straight off the bat. He's gone. They seem to have left something in the pit there. Is that the refresher shard?
Yeah, it's the shard. They didn't pick it up.
Glimpse back, trying to save off no one here, but no one, I don't think anyone is going to be able to save him here as he's going to get blown up as well. That's the Aegis. Just as quickly as they pick it up, it goes away, and OG are ready to get him on his 2nd life as well, and that is just not what they wanted to happen.
Solo is dead as well.
Oh no, and now Solo as well. He's got in the trees. What just happened, Lizard?
Luna? Did you?
No way. No way. No way. The Hex is there. Disruption saved. Is it going to be enough is the question, and the answer is Ichu sticks. Although Bane, that turn around with the cheese, with the ultimate, but the save from Tiger coming in just in time with the Aglins, and now the arena comes out from the Mars. They can't get the Luna away. They can't get the Shadow Demon away. That's going to be it. GG is called from Navi. My goodness, the pace, the power of OG to take this game in just a matter of seconds. It goes from Navi picking up the Aegis to OG.